Mediation or settlement when a baby has an HIE birth injury. I want to talk with you today about that because this is something that is really important if you are moving forward with a birth injury case. If you say that the doctors, the nurses, or the hospital are the cause of your baby's traumatic brain injury and you file a lawsuit and you go through the process, I want to talk with you today about the importance of mediation and settlement. So first of all, when can a mediation or a settlement, when can that occur? In my experience, it can occur anytime during the process. You can have mediation that can occur early in the process, maybe at the first part of discovery. You can have a mediation or a settlement come about midway through discovery. You can have it happen after discovery has closed. As a matter of fact, you could even have mediation or settlement come about right before trial. I've had that happen when we are really getting ready to go right into the trial, and mediation and settlement talks open back up. So this process can happen. It's pretty fluid. It can happen anywhere during the process. The second part that I want to discuss with you today is going to be two of the areas of challenges when we're talking about a mediation or settlement, specifically for parents. And this first one can be something that can really be hard for parents to deal with, because during this process, you may have conversations which can come up in regards to your baby's lifespan. And for some parents, this is really hard to talk about, because what is being discussed is essentially how long is your child going to live. When we're going through this process, we have our theories as to how long, and this is going to be based on medical experts, medical records, things of that nature. So we will have experts that will give opinions as to your baby's lifespan. The defense, on the other hand, they're going to have experts and they're going to give their opinions also as to your baby's lifespan. And that discussion for the defense, it could be in some instances less than what we are projecting your baby's lifespan to be. So during mediation, these particular types of discussions, they can be emotional, and understandably so, for parents if they come up when you're trying to get close to a number that is fair for both sides, and that lifespan issue has to be discussed. The second thing that I want to talk with you about that can also be sometimes challenging for parents is that when things get started, the number that is initially used by the defense may be a low number. And so sometimes you can have families that they're going through this. They know specifically, how much things are costing when it comes from on the medical side. We're talking about treatments. They may need a new home. They may need their car retrofitted. All of these things that are needed for their baby. And when this process gets started, the defense may start with a very low number. And that can be, for some parents, that can be a lot. It's like, okay, how are you starting so low when my child needs all of these things? So when those type of things come up, especially with that low starting number, what I would say is listen to your attorney. Generally, when I am doing these types of cases, I do my best, or we do our best, to prepare our clients for mediation. And usually we will meet with them beforehand. We will talk out and hash out a lot of these issues beforehand, so the parents and so the family, they can be prepared for what is coming. If you are going through this process right now and you have your attorney, what I would say is definitely listen to your attorney when you're going through mediation. In some instances, you might be able to get to a number. A lot of these cases do settle, but sometimes they do not settle. So I would just say, listen to your attorney. I've had mediations to go through in which we've been extremely successful. As a matter of fact, we just had one about a week and a half ago that was successful. But on the other hand, sometimes we have mediations where we have to pack up and leave. We have to walk out because the two sides cannot come to an agreement. So like I said, I would just say, if you're going through this process, make sure that you take the time, listen to your attorney, follow your attorney's lead, and ask any questions going into the mediation. Take some time, think about some issues that may be important to you, and also be able to, talk with your attorney beforehand about some of your concerns when it comes to mediation or settlement. If you have more questions, maybe you're watching this video today because your baby has suffered an HIE brain injury at birth and you have questions as to what caused it, maybe you would like me and my law firm to do an investigation as to the cause of your baby's traumatic brain injury. If that is you, what I invite you to do is to get your cell and give me a call. There's a telephone number down below on the screen. You can call that number, talk with my office about getting on our calendar. And when they talk with you about setting up a time, make sure you pick a date and a time that's good for you so you can get on our calendar and we can discuss your baby story. In addition to that, make sure that you have a working email, an email address that you check frequently, because sometimes we have to communicate with clients through email. So make sure you have that. One more thing before I get out of here. I practice law here in the state of Maryland, and I know from time to time I have individuals that will contact my office. They are in the United States, but they're not in Maryland. If that is you, just please understand that we have to use what we call co-counsel or local counsel. In other words, an attorney in your state. And that's something that we can look to work and help you with when it comes to local counsel. But I just want to make sure that you understand that local counsel or co-counsel aspect of things if you are not here in the state of Maryland. All right, that's going to be it for today's quick educational video. Again, I'm Marcus Boston, and I'm one of the childbirth injury and medical malpractice attorneys practicing law here in the state of Maryland at Boston Law Group, LLC. We'll talk with you next time. Take care. Enjoy the rest of your day.